Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I want to talk about something that has the potential to shake up the entire NFC North. Yes, that's right. The Bears are making moves, and one of the latest rumors on the streets is that they might be looking to make a significant addition at the running back position. And believe me, this isn't just a minor tweak. This could be a game changer. We're talking about a possible trade for Kendre from the New Orleans Saints, and this has fans buzzing all over Chicago. But let's set the scene first. The Bears, coming off an offseason filled with high hopes, seemed ready to take a big step forward in 2025. Fans were excited, expectations were high, especially on offense, which was supposed to be the strength of this team. But as many of you already saw, Week 1 didn't exactly go as planned. The game against the Vikings was a roller coaster, starting with fire and energy but then quickly falling flat. And when you look at the offensive struggles, especially at the running back position, you realize the Bears might need to act fast before Week 2 to fix their issues. Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback, had a tough outing. His inconsistency in passing set the tone for a rough day. Now, we all know Williams has the talent, but adjusting to the NFL's speed and complexity takes time. What's concerning is that the running game didn't help him out much either. D'Andre Swift, who was expected to be a key piece in this offense, struggled to find consistency. Sure, he made a few explosive catches, but his rushing attempts mostly gained just 2 or 3 yards. That's not going to cut it when you're trying to establish a balanced attack. The lack of production from Swift and the limited contributions from other backs like Roscoe Johnson, who was injured in Week 1, and Kyle Monangai, who didn't get a single carry, really exposed a big hole in the Bears' offense. That's why, before the next game, the front office needs to be looking at options. And that's where Kendre comes into the picture. Now, let's talk about Miller himself. Drafted 71st overall in 2023 by the Saints out of TCU, Miller was a highly regarded prospect coming into the NFL. At TCU, he was a force, rushing for 399 yards with an impressive 6.2 yards per carry and 17 touchdowns in his college career. You don't put up those numbers by accident. But since arriving in the NFL, Miller has yet to fully showcase his potential. He's only recorded a handful of carries, just 5 in Week 1 with the Saints, and while he gained 24 yards, that's a small sample size. Still, the talent is undeniable. The Saints, for their part, might not be demanding much in return for Miller. It's likely they'd accept a 6th-round pick, or perhaps even a 7th, considering he's still proving himself in the league. This makes Miller an attractive target for the Bears, especially since the market for running backs has nearly dried up, and they're in desperate need of a boost. Now, why would the Bears want to go after Miller? Well, it's simple. Last year, Swift carried the ball 252 times for a 3.8 yards per carry average. Many fans and analysts thought that Swift might be replaced or at least challenged this season, but instead, Chicago decided to keep him as the RB1, hoping for a bounce-back year. Unfortunately, Week 1 didn't give much hope. Swift averaged just 3.1 yards per carry on 17 attempts, not exactly what you want from your lead back. Meanwhile, Roscoe Johnson, who was expected to step up, is dealing with injuries, and Kyle Monangai didn't see the field in the debut. So plugging in a guy like Miller could be exactly what this team needs. Someone who can step in and add fresh legs to the backfield, maybe even form a committee with Swift, or at least take some touches away to keep everyone fresh and unpredictable. And here's the thing, this isn't about making a flashy splash trade for a star like Kenneth Walker or another high-profile back. Instead, it's about smart, strategic moves. Miller is a low-cost, high-upside option, a dart throw that could pay off big time. Especially when you consider the pressure that's on Caleb Williams. The quarterback's development will determine how far this Bears team can go, and having a solid running game behind him is crucial. If Miller can bring some of that TCU explosiveness to the field, it could open up the offense significantly, making play-action passes more effective and taking pressure off Williams in the pocket. Now, let's delve a little into the current state of the Bears' offense. Week 1 was a wake-up call. Caleb Williams, the highly touted rookie, did show flashes of brilliance, but his inconsistency was glaring. His passing was erratic at times, and the offensive line didn't do him many favors either. But what really stood out was the lack of a reliable running game. Swift's struggles were evident, and with Roscoe Johnson injured, the depth at running back was exposed. The team needs a versatile back who can produce right away, and Miller's skill set with that 2 yards per carry in college suggests he can be that guy. The Bears aren't just looking for a backup, they need someone who can push Swift, who can carry the load if needed, and perhaps even be a primary option in certain situations. Of course, this move isn't just about fixing the offense for this week, it's about building for the future. The Bears are in a bit of a rebuild, but they're also trying to stay competitive now. Adding Miller could be part of that puzzle, getting a young, talented back who's eager to prove himself and help the team push toward the playoffs. And with the NFC North being as competitive as ever, every addition counts. The Vikings, Packers, and Lions are all making moves, and Chicago needs to keep pace. But let's not forget the bigger picture. The pressure on Caleb Williams is immense. He's the future, the franchise quarterback, and all eyes are on him. The team's success this year will largely depend on how quickly he adapts to the NFL game and how much help he gets around him. A solid running game, with someone like Kendre Miller, could be just what he needs to thrive. It's about creating balance, giving him options, and alleviating some of that pressure. If the Bears can get Miller and integrate him smoothly, it might just be the piece that unlocks their offense and sets them up for a successful season. Now, the NFL trade deadline is still a little ways off, but the signs point to some quick moves. The Bears might not need to wait until October to pull the trigger on this. If the deal goes through, it would send a message to the entire NFC North. The Bears are serious about improving fast, about competing now, and about making sure that they're not just a team on the rise, but a team that can contend for a Super Bowl sooner rather than later. That's the kind of mindset that has fans excited, and it's exactly what Chicago needs after a rough start. So, what do you think about this potential trade? Are you excited to see Kendre Miller donning the Bears jersey and making an impact? Do you believe he can help turn this season around? Or do you think the Bears should look elsewhere for a more established back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Every Bears fan has a voice, and it's important that we come together to support our squad, especially in moments like this when the future feels just a little brighter. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into what's happening with the Chicago Bears. So stay tuned, keep the faith, and let's see how this story unfolds. The NFC North is heating up, and the Bears are right in the middle of it. Thanks for sticking with me, Bears fans. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what's next for our team. Keep cheering, keep believing, and let's make sure we're all part of this journey. The season is just beginning, and the best is yet to come.